let's have a show of hands. How many here believe that we have an energy crisis? Let's start it. Well, half the world's oil is gone. And we have oil which is going to last us for another 40 years. 40 years, that's like really short time. And I don't think all of us live here with the same sense of urgency that we actually are dealing with a crisis. We are not living as if our back is to the wall and this whole problem is going to explode on us. And I know that there's an optimist in me who thinks that there's some alternate method of energy that's going to come up and that's going to save us. But while that doesn't happen, we still have a crisis on hand. So, Mr. Toastmaster, Adam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and all our guests, I want to walk you through energy crisis and what we can do. And before we get there, I just want to get started with some stats. So, this stat is the total energy consumption by country. US has by far been the highest consumption in terms of energy consumption in the world. Very recently, outstripped by China. In fact, we consume 1/4 of the global energy. That's huge. It's a staggering stat. This number looks even more interesting when you actually look at the per capita consumption of energy. Forget the scale, but the takeaway here is an average American consumes 30 times the energy than an average Indian. And you can brush that aside, saying it's a developing country, people actually have very huge differences in terms of how they live. But even for developed nations, Germany and UK, our consumption is 2 times that of UK and Germany. And that's really shameful. We are literally leading this numbers in a very huge way. And one thing to call out is our system does not really help. We've got sprawling cities, we've got large houses, we have heating grades, and then we don't have good public transport, which does not really make it very far. I do believe that despite all these things, there's a lot that we can do which could influence this. So here we go. Let's step back by seeing how the energy is consumed in US. And if you look at this distribution, you'll notice that residential and transportation, these are 2 huge areas of consumption. And both of them, that constitutes more than 50%. We have a significant influence in terms of how we shape that. Let's step inside the house. And within the home, if you look at the energy consumption, there's a lot of things here, but there's only 4 things that matter. The first one, space heating, 31%, space cooling, water heating, and lighting. And between these 4 things, we constitute 70% of our energy consumption. And that's huge. So, and for all of these 4 areas, there's very well-known strategies on how we make things better. Winterproofing our doors and windows. Everyone knows here. Making sure that the water heater is set to an optimum temperature, not over 120 degrees. The more you hit, the faster it cools and the more energy loss we have. Making sure that the thermostat is set to lower temperatures in winters. Every 1 degree that we go down by saves 2% of our energy bill. And that's not just our bill, but it's also the planet that we are trying to save. And so even in this room, though we are all aware, I'm pretty sure we all have takeaways in terms of what we can do, even on these things. And if you are really motivated, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. We can invest in energy efficient appliances. You can choose fuel efficient vehicles. We could do smart landscaping. We can go solar. We can go solar and also buy an electric car. You never have to ever spend on electricity. I mean, there's a whole range of options, but what I wanted to focus on today was it's really about the mindset. It's not about these large investments you may not decide to do them. There's always a time for this. But I think what everyone should do is really carry the right mindset in terms of energy conservation. I'm sure you all have seen people who like to turn the heater off on and then wear the shorts. Don't do that. In US, the water quality is so good. I don't think you have to go for bottled water. If you have to go for it, don't buy those small cans. If the amount of plastic we consume is all going towards the energy consumption, we need to buy bulk and think about it. Shower and bathroom constitutes majority of our water consumption. And just being thoughtful about how much water we are spending there is really helpful. Turn off lights when you don't need them. Not just at home, also at work. So these are like small things, but they are about the mindset. That's the kind of mindset we want to convey to our kids and for the next generation. I'm going to be a little bit too picky here, but even at the cost of being picky, I want to show you a video, which is an interesting video that comes from the World Health Organization. And this is an example of how you wash hands. And it's a little bit too slow, so probably going to stop here. Is there anything you notice here which is not right? The water is running, yes. What is it?
It's the hot water.
Is the hot water, right? So when you use hot water for washing your hands, guess what happens? The hot water makes its way from the geyser, goes towards the tap. It doesn't reach the tap. You never get the hot water. It essentially, you get the cold water and you wasted the water. After some time it cools off. And then next time you come there, you try the same process again. And you have the hot water making its way from the geyser to the tap, never to be utilized. And so it's every small way that we need to be thoughtful about how we use energy. So, moral of the story, don't use the left hand when you could use the right. I'm a Toastmaster.